Good afternoon, everybody. I am Meenu, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Vedavyasa Institute of Technology. Today, I am going to discuss about ground improvement techniques. What is ground improvement? Ground improvement refers to a technique that improves the engineering properties of soil mass treated. The properties that are modified are shear strength, stiffness, and permeability of soil. The ground improvement has developed into a sophisticated tool to support the foundations for a wide variety of structures. What is the purpose of ground improvement? It will increases the shear strength, it reduces permeability and reduces the compressibility of the soil. Now, understanding about ground improvement, it includes two parts. First one is to understand the ground and second one is to find most engineered solution for ground improvement. Now, the factors to be considered for ground improvement are the type of structure to be constructed on the improved soil, vicinity to coastal area, earthquake prone area, chances of flash flood due to dam burst, geology beneath the improved site and also the geology of the area. Now, the decision of technique depends upon the following factors, that is, which improvement technique has to be adopted in a particular site depends upon the factors, that is, total mass of soil to be improved, maximum depth of soil need to be improved, groundwater condition, chances of seawater intrusion, time available for commencement of the project, and type of contamination present in the soil. Now, the environmental factors to be considered are not to adopt plastic or artificial materials into the ground. It should not disturb the local ecology. It should not disturb natural groundwater level prevailing, and in future it should not create any pollution. Now, the safety related to improvement techniques are, in future it should not become poisonous. It should be durable to carry out the purpose of it. It should not change any chemical composition with time. With increase in the depth, the temperature also increase. Under such circumstances also it should be workable. Before doing the ground improvement, carry out reconnaissance survey, carry out a detailed ground investigation, collect a speculative development of the region, and analyze the past of the geology of the region and probable future change due to any irrigation development project. Now, the ground improvement techniques for different soil types are, it can be done by three mechanisms, that is, ground improvement, ground reinforcement, ground treatment. In ground improvement, there are so many methods, that is, stone column, soil nails, micropiles, jet grouting, ground anchors, rock bolting, geosynthetics, fiber reinforcement, lime column, vibro concrete column, mechanically stabilized earth, biotechnical methods. In case of ground reinforcement, the soil and the reinforcing material acts as a structure in the reinforcing element acts as a structure in which the reinforcing element takes the majority of the load, that is the structure, that is the structure along with the reinforcing element takes the majority of the load in case of ground reinforcement. In ground improvement, the methods are deep dynamic compaction, blasting, surface compaction, compaction grouting, drainage, electroosmosis. In ground improvement, it will increases the soil density, removing air voids, pore water and changing the soil water properties. In case of ground treatment, the methods adopted are stabilization methods, that is soil cement stabilization using lime admixtures, that is lime stabilization, fly ash stabilization and dewatering methods. In ground treatment, the soil properties is changed by the addition of soil, addition of fly ash, slag, cement or certain chemicals to the soil. It means that the modified property represents the property of the mixture and not the property of the soil. The property of the mixture that is added to that soil is represents that ground treatment. Now coming to ground reinforcement. First method is stone column. In stone column of ground improvement, it involves adding vertical columns of stone into the ground to a depth of 4 meters below the ground surface. A layer of compacted gravel can be put over the top of the column, top of the column, ready for the construction of new foundations. Next is soil nailing. It is a type of ground reinforcement which is adopted in slopes. That is, it can be used for unstable slopes or existing slopes. That is, soil nailing is a construction remedial measure to treat unstable natural soil slope, or as a construction technique that allows the safe over steepening of new or existing soil slopes. That is, it can be used in existing soil slope or it can be used in new slopes. Now coming to micropiles, it is a high performance, high capacity drilled deep foundation elements, typically between 5 to 12 inches in diameter, that can extend to a depth of 200 feet and achieve working loads over 200 tons. That is, it is a micropile or mini pile having a diameter 5 to 12 inches. And it can extend to a depth of 200 feet and it can carry a load over 200 tons. This is the first picture shows the construction method of mini piles or micropile, and second shows the after construction is over. The mini pile after construction is over. Now coming to ground anchors. Ground anchor is a lightweight tool designed to transfer home anchoring to the ground. It is easy to install and it consists of cables, rods that are connected to a bearing plate, thus used for stabilization of steep slopes. This anchor will carry the load, and it is transferred. And this anchor is transferred, and the load from the structure is transferred to the ground through this ground anchors. Okay. Now coming to rock bolting. Rock bolting is a long anchor bolt for stabilization of rock excavations. Mostly this rock bolting is used in tunnels or rock cuts. It transfers load from unstable exterior to the confined interior of the rock mass. This is the picture of inside of the tunnel after rock bolting, and next is the rock bolting from the outside view of the rock bolting. Next, coming to jet grouting. Jet grouting is a method of soil stabilization which involves injection of stabilizing fluid into subsoil under high pressure under high velocity. Injection process involves a certain amount of site preparation as well as injection equipment. Okay, this is the process of jet grouting. Next, coming to geosynthetics. Geosynthetics are synthetic products used to stabilize terrain. They are generally polymeric products used to solve civil engineering problems. This includes, there are so many categories of this geosynthetics. They are geotextiles, geogrids, geonet, geomembrane, geosynthetic clay liners, geoform, geocells, and geocomposites. These are the pictures of geotextiles, geogrid, etc. Now coming to fiber reinforcement. Here, an earth mass stabilized with a discrete random distributed plastic waste. It resembles as the earth reinforced with the chemical compounds. That is, plastic or some discrete compounds is mixed with the earth mass, and it resembles like that the soil is mixed with some chemical compounds such as lime, cement, etc. That is, the next one is vibroconcrete column. In vibroconcrete column, it is an innovative piling technique developed to provide enhanced load bearing capacity at shallow depth through use of enlarged bases. They are often used where weak organic soils overlie granular deposits. This is the overview of a site. Next is lime column. In lime column, it is a variation of deep soil mixing in which unslaked quicklime is used instead of cement or mixed with the cement. Okay. Next, coming to mechanically stabilized earth. Here, the soil mechanically stabilized earth is soil constructed with artificial reinforcing. It can be used for retaining walls, bridge abutments, sea walls, dikes, etc. This is the picture after mechanically stabilized earth of mechanically stabilized earth. Next is ground improvement. In ground improvement first comes surface compaction, that is process in which stress is applied to soil causes densification as air is displaced from the pores between the soil grains. Next is deep dynamic compaction, that is heavy weight is in this method it is used to increase the density of soil when certain subsurface constraints make other methods inappropriate. That is when no other methods can't be adopted in a site, then this dynamic compaction is adopted to compact the soil in that particular site. It is a method that is used to increase the density of soil deposits. The process involves dropping a heavy weight repeatedly on the ground at regularly spaced intervals. The weight and height determine the amount of compaction that would occur. This is the side view after dynamic compaction. Next is blasting. Blasting, as we all know, is the use of buried explosive to cause densification of loose, cohesionless ground. The principle is that blasting of explosives in a predetermined pattern causes liquefaction, followed by the expulsion of pore water and subsequent densification of the ground. Next is grouting. Grouting in civil engineering refers to the injection of pumpable materials into soil or rock formation to change its physical characteristics. It is one of the ways groundwater can be controlled during civil engineering works. This is the process of grouting. Next is electroosmosis. In electroosmosis, it is an attractive improvement technique for soft clay, and saturated fine-grained soil is consolidated by the application of electric current. Next is drainage. Here, weak drains, also called prefabricated vertical drains, are installed in soft soils in order to accelerate consolidation of the soil by providing additional drainage path for pore water to escape. Other names and variations of this technique are deep drains, sand drains, sand wicks, band drains, prefabricated band-shaped drains. Next is ground treatment. First is soil cement stabilization. The addition of cement to soil, which acts as a binding agent and produces a weak form of concrete called soil cement. The quantity of cement to be added depends upon the type of soil. Next is lime stabilization. Lime stabilization is the process of adding lime to soil to improve the properties like density, bearing capacity, etc. Next is fly ash stabilization. In fly ash stabilization, it is used to stabilize base of subgrades, to stabilize backfill, to reduce lateral earth pressure, and to stabilize embankment to improve the slope stability. This fly ash stabilization has been used successfully in many projects to improve the strength characteristics of soil. Next is dewatering. Dewatering involves controlling groundwater by pumping to locally lower groundwater levels in the vicinity of the excavation. Simplest form of dewatering is sump pumping, where groundwater is allowed to enter the excavation, where it is then collected in a sump and pumped away by robust solid handling pumps. Different methods of dewatering are sumps and ditches, well point method, deep well method, vacuum dewatering. This is sumps and ditches, well point method, deep well method, vacuum dewatering. As a conclusion to this ground improvement technique, the soil conditions can frequently be improved using ground improvement techniques. A variety of ground improvement techniques have been developed. However, a suitable technique has to be adopted to necessity of the structure and economy. Thank you.